Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy King, man. I got a video for y'all today. Some Pistons talks and also mixed in with a little pregame chatter. Um, but of course, a lot of you know, especially a lot of people that Periscope with me, you know that I listen to 97.1 The Ticket a lot. And today I was listening to Mike Valenian and Terry Foster today, and they had a pretty nice topic going. Um, And I found out today that I actually agree with them on a couple of things, and that's rare. Um, One, the fan base is, the Pistons fan base is pretty much insane. Um, a lot of the suggestions that you hear from the fan base are the most comical thing that I've heard. Um, but they also brought up what's the problem with the Pistons. And my opinion, again, my opinion, is two things. Number one being Stan Van Gundy. Um, First and foremost, let's get this straight. I'm not talking about let's fire Stan Van Gundy. Stan Van Gundy has to sit back and he has to really think about what he's putting out there as far as the product on the court. Um, this team last year ended up being somewhat of a surprise team, and making the playoffs last season. And even though they were swept in the playoffs, of course everybody know they played well in the playoffs. But you know, the simple fact that they added better talent to the bench, people expected the Pistons to explode. Well, you know, we getting the results of what happens with a lot of young teams in the NBA. Um, they get off to extremely slow starts. But with the Pistons, I don't think that's all the case. Um, which brings me to Stan Van Gundy and his substitution situations and who he puts on the court at what time. I think that's the problem with Stan Van Gundy. Not pushing the right keys and putting the right players on the court at the right time. Of course, y'all know that he doesn't play Henry Ellison. He refuses to play his rookie. He still installs Aaron Baines, which drives a lot of us nuts. But as far as point guard play, here's the thing, because it's going to tie into the second problem. Reggie Jackson is the second problem. Okay, when I look at Reggie Jackson, I look at him and I say, here we go again. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of y'all a lot of my subscribers are very young. Y'all didn't have an opportunity to see the Go to Work 2004 Pistons put together. When Chauncey Billups first arrived here, of course, he was a journeyman, and the reason why he was a journeyman is because he was a score first, get my own thing type of point guard. And that's exactly what he was his first couple of years here. You see Reggie Jackson doing the same thing. So the reason why they tie in together is because Stan Van Gundy has to do what Rick Carlisle did with Chauncey and what Larry Brown did with Chauncey Billups. He has to turn Reggie Jackson into that pass first point guard. For example, everybody know that Ish Smith can't shoot a lick. He is horrible from the perimeter. He just cannot shoot. But before Reggie Jackson came back, the Pistons was rolling. The Pistons had actually won I believe it was three straight road games. Even though they struggled on the road at the beginning of the season, they built a chemistry. And that's what you're supposed to see with your point guard. A chemistry is supposed to come along. I'm not saying that that's not gonna happen with Reggie Jackson, because once again, this man did not get training camp or preseason. And like I said, you know, he hasn't really had enough time to get his chemistry back with his team. I know a lot of us would like to see it sooner, but it takes a little bit more time. but Reggie Jackson has to absolutely develop the mindset of a pass first point guard. Can he be that? Absolutely, yes. He can be that. And you've seen that in the playoffs. Last year in the playoffs, Reggie Jackson, you probably would expect it to be ball hogging and trying to be the star. Reggie Jackson was passing that ball last season in the playoffs and towards the end of the season. So he definitely can. The thing is, Stan Van Gundy has to put Reggie Jackson in the best opportunity for him to flourish. And I feel like he has not done that. Number one mistake was bringing Reggie Jackson back as a starter. You should have brought him back from the bench. Reggie Jackson, you could tell right out the gate that he wasn't 100% healthy. He could not keep up with nobody. Real gimpy and limpy running up the court. Not fast whatsoever. So Stan Van Gundy's first mistake was bringing him back and inserting him right into the starting lineup. So you have to put him in a better position for him to develop and get himself back up to game speed and game shape and to see the game. But you notice with Ish Smith, the Pistons were flourishing, man. He was distributing the ball. Guys was in the right spots. Everybody played better. Everybody played better because Ish Smith, his sole job was finding guys in the right spot and getting his teammates, getting them together and getting them off and getting them to play together. And that was a result of them building that chemistry with Ish Smith. Reggie comes back, threw everything out of whack. Because he came back trying to be the man. You already know what type of attitude he had. Ever since he been here, he been, I'm the man. So, but he's gonna have to show us that. And especially tonight, the Pistons play the Atlanta Hawks tonight. We back at home, 8 o'clock tip off. Reggie Bullock will be starting at shooting guard again. KCP probably will miss about another week, possibly 2 weeks, but I think probably another week. John Lure, it looks like, is going to play today. He went through walkthroughs and everything and practice and stuff. So look like we get John Lure back. We sorely need him with with Tobias Harris and Marcus Morris at forwards. Not playing defense whatsoever or not helping Andre on the help side. So definitely need John Lure back, man. I hope he can come back and get himself going and pick up right where he left off. That'll help the Pistons tremendously tonight. They need to go ahead and get this win against the Hawks. We are now entering the flip side of the schedule where things tend to get a little bit easier for the Pistons. The Pistons they still have played the most games out of the Eastern Conference, so it gives them time. It gives the other teams time to make up, to be the bad teams that I've been watching, like the New York Knicks, and the problems that's going on there is atrocious. But they're 2 games out of the 8th spot, unbelievably, and about 3.5 games out of the 5th spot. So season is far from over. We still have not got past the All-Star break. So everybody be patient. The Pistons are going to make the playoffs, and they're not going to be the 8th seed. So you can forget that. You'll see exactly what I mean with the flip side of the schedule. Not saying they're about to go on a 20-game tear, but they're going to win a lot of more basketball games, and the chemistry will begin to build after the All-Star break. I promise you that. I've seen this story all too much before. A lot of people comment and say things, and they go out there and make stuff, and they haven't been Pistons fans until this year or last year. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Stick to what you do. I'm going to stick to what I do. But with that being said, man, let's go and get a win tonight. It's your boy King. Leave it in the comments and smash the like button for your boy. I'll catch up with y'all after the game, man.